Gardy, I think Twins fans are hoping that, maybe this is the year or next year is the year. Not only do they want to advance in the postseason, they want to beat the shit out of the Yankees one time, one time. So, how much did that come up? And I'm not a big I'm not a big historical guy where, you talk to a player and you go, hey, this hasn't happened since whatever. And even this year, there was a moment where Byron Buxton had one of those Yankee stats brought up and, where they hadn't beaten him in a series, blah, 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 in this amount of time. And he was like, and I genuinely believe it. He was like, oh, really? Oh, I didn't even realize that. But I do think at some point we got to look at this and be like, what the hell is going on? Why can't the Twins one time just hand it to the Yanks, especially because they keep meeting up in the postseason?
And that's what happened to us quite a bit. And you guys know, man, the Yankees, they don't screw around. They go and get the best players, and they're not afraid to spend money, and that's why they won. They put together teams out there that if you screw up one time, they'll take advantage of it. We had that happen so many times in the playoffs. We were one play away, or a call down the left field line that was fair that they called foul, which I'll never ever forget that one. But you know what? It's they got good teams, and they're very professional. I was always amazed watching Jeter and those guys. My goodness gracious, they just played the game, and they were good, and they knew what they were doing. And we had young teams, but we competed with them. But it always come down in the playoffs. It seemed like, and they got us.
Did you feel like their talent was better, or did you feel like it was like you said, that one play down the left field line, like going through that moment? Are you like, oh, this is the one bad thing? You're like, we can't let anything bad, or did you guys feel like you were as talented, if not more?
Oh, we always felt like we could play with them. We played them obviously during the season. We had to play them, and we played well against them. But those really good players. Like I said, they had the guys, the Jombies, the whole package. That man, they just knew how to come up in big situations and not to put too much pressure on themselves and come up with the big hits. Great at bats, and that's something that we had to learn from, and we got better as it went along. We had a few guys that could do those things, but we changed a little bit more than they did.
Do you think that the game needs to balance things out more with, like, say, the heavyweights versus the teams that don't usually spend as much? Or do you feel like it's in an okay place in terms of balance? I mean, of course, this year you have plenty of ball clubs that were not expected to do much that are making quite a bit of noise.
And I think baseball's fine. Start trying to put salary caps on all this and that, and it's been good. It's been great, and it's still great, and it's always going to be great as long as we leave it alone and just let things happen as they might. Ownership. They're the ones that aren't afraid to give out the money, the bigger teams in the markets, and that's good for them. I feel players deserve that stuff. You play that many baseball games during the course of a summer, you know what? You should get paid, and that's the greatest thing about the game of baseball. There's a lot of money, and the Twins have started paying a little bit more. They got a good ball club this year. I like watching them. So, you know what? That's part of the game, and you just got to deal with it. You can't cry about it, and like AJ did, you just go about your business.